everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to the new week. I'm Leela, and this is me and my iPad. Let's see who we've got out there today. Today we're going to do something super exciting. If you have not been under a rock, you know that there's an exciting new game in town when it comes to making music, and that's EG Nodes. But first, let's hit the ground running and say hi to St. Bradley, to DL Live to Fly Channel, to Jimmy Jazz, to Seagull Rock Squawk, to Thomas Christ, and all of you who are lurking and working, and or lurking at home and watching on the replay. Woohoo! Woohoo! We are on day 36 of 2024. Can you guys believe that? We're just, this year's gonna fly by. So let's do some exciting stuff this year. Let's make some music and some art and some friends. How was everybody's weekend? I'm getting ready to switch over to my buddy, Isla, the star of the show. So I would appreciate you guys telling me how you've been. I'm going to go to my corner like a good girl. Here I am. I'm in the corner for you. In the corner for you. I thought I might start by showing you the video that I made last week with the music by EG Nodes. We'll do that while we wait for any stragglers to show up, because most people don't realize that I'm hitting the ground running now. So let's check this out. This is called Art and Chill Footage plus EG Nodes Soundtrack. This is footage I made on my Tuesday show last week. Hey, Tremor Bear, welcome. Ooh, rain and power outages. Right. No power at home. That makes sense. Let's go. Whoops. That was fun. Well, why isn't that working? See that? That's not fun. That's not gonna work. Let's keep this up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. We can do this. All right. Now let's... There we go. Strangely not raining up here in the north. Hey, Pookie and the legend. So, yes, this is me just playing with footage that I captured last week on Tuesday. The El Nino Southern Oscillation. You can hear like these long extended like pad sounds. Whoosh, whoosh. Going so perfectly with all this crazy video. You can hear it's very atmospheric and it's very easy to create. Has it rained a lot in Arizona, eh? That ought to be interesting. I wish you had a big screen TV too, Seagull Rock. Power outages. I'm glad I don't have one. I'm glad we can all be gathered here right. That was pretty cool. So what I like is that this is something I like better than AUM. That it seems like hey Roadie's Jam Cave, welcome. It seems like if you use AUM to record your entire scene and then you press stop, you don't get your reverb tails. But it feels like I'm getting my reverb tails with EG Nodes. And so I'm not going to go into like exactly how it works, although I will cover it as I'm going through this. But there are other much better full demos on this. There has been updates since Jade Star's show last week. So that they're constantly updating. It's seriously worth that $17.99 US that it currently costs. Let's just kind of figure out, for those of you who have been living under the rock, let's see if we can just quickly let you in on what EG Nodes can do for you. Oh, wow. Update. We better update that. Mightn't we need an update? Right on. That was fast. Okay, so 23 hours ago, so this is crazy. So we're already, and I'm on the just full disclosure, I received a review copy of this from the developer, and I'm on the beta. So I am not using the beta on this machine. This machine is exactly the same experience you will have. So let's just pop in and let you know. I'm just going to quickly read to you the blurb about it in the App Store, because I know you love it when I read to you. I'm so glad you guys have power today to be with me. EG Nodes is a clip-based audio unit host with sequencing capabilities to play external instruments, audio unit, or MIDI hardware, and create a complete audio project. And it really is awesome. A powerful and flexible groove box to perform or create musical projects from scratch in a fast and easy way. There's a built-in MIDI generator. You use the built-in nodes to play instruments, apply effects, and perform. So there's a note chord node, which generates a single note or a chord. And this is really cool because you can also use that. Any note you can use to trigger something happening in MIDI. So that's an important thing to know. And we'll be using that today. Arpeggio, that generates arpeggios, and it's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly fun to play with the arpeggiator in EG Nodes. Sequencer, you play a note sequence, and this is something I'm going to do today. I'm going to be dragging in external MIDI files, and they will populate your sequencer. How exciting! Woohoo! Hey, Matty P, Mateo, otherwise known as the whippersnapper. Oh no, you didn't get to watch the rant yesterday. We had so much fun. We missed you. So next, there's a rhythm sequencer, like a rhythm generator. And it has a randomizer, so you can just pop notes in there to play drums, percussion, or rhythmic instruments. And actually, you can do so much more with that. It's kind of like Octocron. Right? You can't remember any of this? That's okay, Seagull. You can just listen to my soothing voice if you'd like. You don't need to learn anything. Sometimes all you need to learn is that you don't need to learn anything today. All right, so then this is what I find super exciting is this. So there's piano roll. And anyway, piano roll is the one where... Piano roll is the one where you drag the MIDI in, and I'm super sorry I said that. I don't think you can drag MIDI into the sequencer, but let's try it and see if we can, right? Why wouldn't we? because the sequencer is simple and it's smaller, and the piano roll is bigger and more complex and more movable. Hey, Robbie Stingle, welcome to school, Robbie. Don't eat the ruler. Okay, now here's where the excitement comes in, is with all these other bits, you also have their own, what's that word? Their own proprietary, got that word right, proprietary generative, they continuously generate sequences that evolve in time. I mean, so darn cool. Enjoy your lurk, Pookie. Don't work too hard. And then you can use MIDI effects to host external MIDI like sequencers, other piano rolls, and it really, like Jade showed you in her show, you can really cross these over each other. You can create the same notes slowing down and speeding up over time with the same patterns, and it's awesome. So you load all your favorite audio units, and that's AUV3s. And the one thing I'm sad is that I can't use it with Launchpad, which is my favorite, kind of sample-based player. And no, proprietary means belongs to you. Proprietary means something you have. Third party is a different word. I can't remember it either off the top of my head. But anyway, so because Interapp Audio, Launchpad's an Interapp Audio, and it doesn't work with Interapp Audios, and except, so here's how we can still use it, because EG Nodes works as a sequencer in other DAWs and other sequencers. So it's a inception, nodeception. So nodeception, so I've done this, and this is something else we're going to do because I know some of you like that. So, sweet. We've only used up 13 minutes. So great. We have plenty of time left. All right. So here you get to save and recall up to 8 main scenes to control your song structure and nodes combination. This is super fascinating. If you've watched any of the other demos on this, you'll note that you create like a scene. You get different sets of you got like a different arpeggio. Yes, beavers are herbivores. So each node has additional controllers to make your performance unique, original, and unpredictable. So it has probability, frequency, randomization, and more. These are cool things, and I'm sure other people have shown them, but I will be showing them also in action. Instead of as a demo, I'm going to be showing you EG Nodes in action. And it has a song nodes. It's pretty fascinating. So I'll be using that. Flexible MIDI routing and MIDI learn. So send MIDI and receive it from external hardware, software, or apps. Configure sources and destination for each node, and record directly into piano roll. Almost each button, knob, or slider can be assigned and controlled by your external MIDI controllers via super easy MIDI learn setup. It is. I'm not all that good at it. So I've never used Remix Live. That sounds exciting. So it's a modular sequencer in other DAWs and hosts. So it creates MIDI sequences, and it's amazing. You can use all the saved nodes from your previous projects. You can create new ones. You run them. You can create a song node inside of a host. It's crazy. So you can share your projects out. Here, just a quick feature list, and then we'll head straight into into using it. Okay, AUV3 instrument host, support for AU3 effects and MIDI effects, universal iPad and iPhone app, 8 recallable scenes to save nodes configurations, history, undo, redo, project MIDI scale transposition, which is new. So that means that when you drop your scales in now, they will conform to the project scale. If I'm not mistaken, and we will find out because we're going to play with that. A note chord node will send a MIDI note or chord, 15 chord selection, chord inversions. Arpeggiato node, send MIDI arpeggios, 15 chord selection, chord inversions, swing, randomize, direction. Rhythm node to control drums and rhythmic instrument, auto MIDI map detection, swing, ratchet, velocity, probability, and frequency controllers. Sequencer node uses notes or chords. Scale quantization. Velocity, probability, frequency, randomize, and hold controllers. The piano roll node imports MIDI, records MIDI from external controllers, records MIDI out from AV3 instruments. It transposes MIDI. It has velocity, probability, and frequency controllers once again. The generative node has melody or harmony, so notes or chords. It has a frequency control. It has key and scale. MIDI processor node loads MIDI processor and affects AV3s only. Flexible routing to MIDI out and internal nodes. Save and recall your favorite nodes. Duplicate and rename nodes. Import MIDI into piano roll nodes. Individual clip length, speed, and steps number. Individual swing. This is super cool. AV3 parameters automations, that's really cool. Multiple MIDI input sources assignable. Record from MIDI input or bulletin keyboard into piano roll clips. Record AV instruments, MIDI out into piano roll clips. Import, export presets, record and export your performance. And now you can record it. And I did this last night. You can record it in stems. And Ableton Link support, MIDI in and out with MIDI channel filter for each node, which is really cool. Flexible internal MIDI routing to send MIDI from one node to other ones. MIDI learn to control app with external controllers and MIDI surfaces. Right. It can be hosted into other DAWs, includes all the sequencing features of the standalone apps, but it doesn't play new instruments inside an already hosting player. So you send MIDI notes out to your host and you control the facts and automate them. Now let's go, right? It's like we've had such a good time talking about it. Let's see what we've got. So this is my latest project called D minor generator, and it's got pretty much everything in it. So we press play and see what happens. See if I've got a song. This one doesn't have a song node. Oh yeah, I've turned all the nodes off. See, this is perfect. So now we'll see the toggle function. And here's our first toggle function is our note and chord. I'm going to toggle that on. I could be recording right now. Smithy! Big green hearts, aughts and ones. Now, see how this is just a chord, right? So the way you make chords exciting is by things like using exciting sounds, using transition effects or effects to make. Because, this isn't a very nice sound, right? It is a nice sound, but you can't just use it over and over again, right? Soft ambient pad. So anyway, we have this nice soft ambient pad. And when you there's 3 ways to look at this. First, here's the test. Can you hear those notes in the background? There we go. So this is the playing surface. Then I'm going to see if I can bring over my, there we go. Ooh. So see, this is the playing surface. Here is and if you need more room to, you up it with this drop menu bit. So we drop that. Ooh, don't do that. That was funny. Siri, like, tried to come alive. So another thing I've done here. And the third one over. Now here's where I decided what chord or note I was playing. So what I'm playing here. So if we look to the farthest, this is stuff everyone else has covered. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. But here's where your note, your root chord note. Here's how many steps it is. So we've got a 16-step, 1-bar chord. And it's D3 minor. And then there's an inversion too. See, there's our inversion. There's another inversion. So we could literally just play the same chord. -1 inversion. Ooh, that sounds nice. And to take it back to the 0. So this is super cool, right? Now I'll show you how you make this into how I made this into more than just I used transit in the effects slot. Now transit, if I come to the transit control and then we click play, now listen to this sound, it's gonna trip out. Echo swirl. I was using Echo folder when I recorded this, so that's what I'm going to leave it on. See? Now it's going to be it's going to sit and transition over 8 bars, and it's going to pendulum, so it's going to go up and back. And I'm not showing transit today, so you'll have to watch my other show or Jade's show on transit to get that excitement. Anyway, now let's toggle in this next one. As you can see, we toggle. Now it comes in on the beat. This is a piano. This is like D minor 9. Now these arpeggios are so cool. This is what I'm telling you. So what I did here is I've got a random direction, 3-step, 1/6 speed, 1 bar, +1 inversion with a little bit of swing. That sounds nice, huh? It's getting a little boost from this other Desert Cities effect. So, and here, as you see, that when you come into the next scene, which I'm doing here, and I've done, now, once again, it's 3 steps, D minor 9, but if I wanted to, so like say we wanted to see the next chord in D, so it's E diminished in the D minor scale. So here we'd open this up. We might say E3. And I'm going to say diminished 7. And then we'll change the speed. So here, watch, this is really slow, 1/8 speed. But we could just now come in here in 4 steps. 6 steps. I like an uneven number of steps myself. You go up. Let's go 15. Let's unsolo it and see how it sounds inside. Change the inversion down. It's like use the 3. Nice music, eh? See, this like literally 2 little nodes and already we've got something. See, now it's going faster. So you go back to the first. This is just pure piano. And then, so here, watch this. So if you toggle it off at the on the bottom of this, see how they're split? It stops immediately. And if you click on the bottom of it, it starts immediately. But if you toggle on top, you stop. And it gets to the beat. If you use the top, it starts on the beat and stops on the beat. It's just going so fast, it's hard to tell with this one because it's only 3 steps. Yeah, you see it goes it completes. Okay, next we're going to look at this sequencer and see what we've got here. Let's start toggling it on. And here we go. There it goes. Starting. Now, as you can see in the sequencer, I literally just made up a bunch of stuff. Like, so that's a G, A sharp. And then the way that you make this sequencer more interesting. Oh, that's gross, Brad. So here, and your velocities. So my velocities are all different. Now here's where we get the excitement. Now look at these probabilities. So, like for example, if we touch one, we can see probability 36%, 32%. So these are all different probabilities. That means they won't play each time. And if you really want to go crazy, you can use this frequency. It's like you take this down like 2 bars on every 3 bars on every 4 bars. So like this is like it's only a probability of being played once every 4 bars, right? Hey, brothers on guitar, welcome. Yeah, prime is getting less prime all the time, isn't it, friends? So that's super fast. And then randomize. So each one is randomized yes or no. So we're randomizing. That means it's not the same every time. And you can you can hold it, hold yes, hold no, hold yes, hold no. I mean, I don't like to hold that much. Chords. Now here's where it's like chord major 7, chord diminished 7, minor 6, major 6. So if there's a weird sound, it probably has something to do with, hey Jade Star, welcome. So anyway, this like just kind of creates this sort of like thing going on there. And I've used like this life form sound and a cascade, so it gives it like some fullness and coverage in the background. And we'll just see how that sounds by itself. Ow! So that's really neat. Next up, we have our piano roll. And here's where we're going to do something exciting by adding another window for files. And in files, we're going to go to audio share. Let's see if we've got something. Or we could just, let's plug in. Maybe we can plug this in. We might need to find the cable for it. Ooh, that might work. Let's see if we can find some cool, like a cool MIDI roll. And now we have this. So now what we have here is we have our key set to D minor. So that means that our MIDI should transpose so that it's in D minor. So we should be able to just get anything we want here. And we'll try it and see how it sounds. We'll just drop something in there. Okay, extreme SSD. Samples. MIDI, 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 MIDI. Probably like Mobile Music Pro has some MIDI. So let's check there. MIDI Essentials. Drum patterns. Ooh, drum patterns. We might be able to use those later. Essentials. Oop, there we go. There's some MIDI. Chords MIDI. Drum MIDI. Synth MIDI. Let's do some synth MIDI. I'm just going to throw in whatever. I'm going to throw in this. Oh, so first what you have to do is you have to open up the piano roll. Very important. Then you click on over and you just drop this in. Boom. Now if it did its job, we should have. And the thing is, this may not be. Let's find something yummy. Let's use Jade's favorite Speldosa. Because we could always use a little bit of that. And I like the vintage sound the best. So let's toggle that on. So here, we don't have to leave it at that speed. We can take it all the way from super fast. That's like at divided by 1.5 speed. I think maybe half speed. Controller notes. So here we go again. We have our velocities. Our velocities changeable. So here we've got our velocity controlled. Let's control our probability. Let's bring down. They don't all have to be probable. Let's leave the probability of that first one high. Now we'll throw a little. Let's throw a little cascade on there. Ooh, pretty. Now we have that pretty sound on this piano roll. Yes, control the probability. I think that like could be even slower. We could have it be, let's say we have it at 4 bars. Now let's go back and see if that is a longer loop. Ah, see, now we've got more stuff. I just made the probabilities whatever. So that's cool, right? Now we've got a much longer, different sequence, and our probabilities are... So I was going to make that a little slower. Now that's probably nice. At -3. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, with that, and I'm gonna bring bring that volume way down. Yes. The keys are mostly locked unless you can change them. You can add weird stuff. So now we add some generative stuff, right? Let's see. First that sounds pretty, doesn't it? So I've got this apparillo sound on here and this generative. Notes, D3 minor, frequency 0.6, type harmony. So that means it's going to play chords. And that's all it does all the other work for you. Now listen to that. And say, for example, and this is how this is the cool part about like how song nodes work. Like, so for example, we're only playing the first sound here, right? If we went to the second one, if you click while you're in the single node, you can change to a different node. That's a different node from the full scene. So in this one, here in scene 2, you could toggle this off. So this is 4 bars long. It's taking its time. It's not going to come until the end of the 4-bar loop, which is really cool. So if I wanted to stop it before that, I could have used the bottom. So okay, now watch. Now when I go back to set 1, it's turned back on. Scene 1 includes Speldosa. Scene 2 should not contain Speldosa, should have it toggled off. Yep, there you go. So it remembers your toggle position. It remembers all the positions of everything. So watch that. See, you see it stopped right in the middle when I used the bottom of the toggle. So this is just this pretty, pretty, pretty sound. Let's put a stop to this for a second. And you may have noticed, right, that up here in the corner, here is your, well, I mean, I never use a metronome, but there is a metronome. And if you hold down on the metronome, auto start recording on MIDI in, stop recording on bar. This, you get the record and metronome config. You get a count in, and you get your metronome volume. So if I wanted to have a metronome, I'd want it to be at like 40% volume. So if I turned it on, see, it should click quietly. I don't know why it didn't start. Oh, that was my fault. Anyway, but this little record button, that's how you record. And recording starts the process. It starts, so just like say, back to 1. So what, we'll just record this real quick. See, boom, starts. This is how easy it is. You can literally just record and you have a song. See? And there you've got you. I pressed stop, but my tails went out. Then I re-clicked there, and so now audio share. Boom. So because I had it set, there's a zip file now that contains all the stems. We don't need to look at those because I saved the stems from yesterday. So see how if you can see, we'll make it as large as possible for you. So noticing how this node 2, it's piano, only has these are all timed. Hey, Gary Hubs. Hey, Elliot Garage. Welcome. So this is amazing because this is brand new. This just came out. The stems. And then, so this is the same sequence, this D minor sequence node. And then the node 3, see? This only comes in here near the end of the song. I recorded 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and it sounded pretty cool. I took something out because I didn't like it, and that was nice because when you just record the whole thing directly to a WAV file, it doesn't do that. You can't take out parts or change the volume of parts. But now you get the opportunity to do this. So as you can see, like harmony, now listen, these parts are great by themselves. I'm saving these. I'm going to save these to my sample library because this is 110 beats per minute D minor harmony. Listen to the chords, just lovely. Right? It's cumbersome in AUM? Oh no. So all this is all sounding very like soundtracky and atmospheric and stuff like that, which is what I am enjoying this app the most for. But it does other things too, many other things. Let's just make that full screen. We don't need that. All right. So what I did there, now I'm going to go and I'm going to long press. Long press. I'm having trouble with my... Whoa, did you see that? Oops. I don't know if I'm having trouble with my... Let's see. Make sure. Oh my. Loving it. Yeah, it would be cool, but see, you can use Launchpad. Now, let's see if we can get that sound to come in right. Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Oh, sigh. Anyway, make sure you save. It auto saves. Like, for example, I've got this. I'm just going to show you my settings. I have set it to auto save every 5 minutes. I have my buffer size set to 256. I have it on background audio. The level meters aren't disabled. The auto start recording on MIDI in. And then Sorry, I just got a little... My eyes just went wonka wonka. Right. So anyway, you can use Launchpad, and I will show you that shortly. Here we're still showing you what everything is. So here's a melody part, and I'm going to be hopefully... Yeah, that sound thing is going to drive me insane. We may have to redo this. Soup. Maybe time to... Oh, wow, that sounds much better. There we go. No, it wasn't a StreamYard issue. It's probably a cable issue. Yeah, I would love it if we could use inter-app audio. So anyway, here's this. This is just some piano playing. Once again, I've got it set to melody at a half speed frequency. And this is D4 minor. Right? It does sound like you chewing. Anyway, a beautiful set of nodes. I've got, and then if you want to use things like fluss or other noise generators, like I have this one on a generative node, but let's open up and let's try a note chord node. And we'll try a generative app like Glitchscaper. Because chords would be exactly what we need. I'm going to get some noise going here. Alien communication, let's set that. Close that, hit start. So this basically, I'm just using, you don't even have, like, this is untoggled. This is going to make noise. You're going to have to control it on the inside, so that you can unstart it right there. And I'm sure there's a way to, like, set it to... The most interesting thing that I've found, though, to use with this is loop mix. This is my most interesting thing so far. Loop mix trigger. Instant drum beat. We will solo this, and I'll show you what I've got going on with this. So as you can see, C3. Next is C sharp 3. We've got something different. And then, so each of the notes on this node, stop that. So each of the notes on this node are one of these remixes. So right now I've got a 100 BPM Foley kit. I'm going to change out 100% of everything in here so you can see what I've done. So imagine like IDM kit 04, right? Here's IDM kit 04. And then in here, and I'm going to use my little dot. In my dot, we click generate, and generate generates a bunch of remixes. So I'll press them in the app here. You can see different. So we'll start this. We'll toggle it back on real quick. Oh, this has got like this kit has some, let's pick something that's only got lo-fi beat 03. Now we'll like hit our generate again. There's C. See, so the one that it's, see see how the note is? Whoops. Let's kill that. So we've got loop mix, and as you know, loop mix can do a lot of things. You could put, let's just put something else in here right now. Lo-fi beat 03. Let's put some of the weird stuff that I did. Loopy fractals. Random exception. This stuff sounds weird, right? Hey, Sean Chandler, welcome. We've generated. So now we'll get each one is going to sound different here. We've got a different remix each time. It's very weird, right? I got a little punch lab on this. Anyway, stop that. Let's go back in and use an actual. I was just doing that because it's a little more obvious. All presets. Let's see. Lo-fi. Oh, my glasses. I need my glasses. Lo-fi. Craft jams. All. So many things. Here, let's go back to this lo-fi beat. Anyway, now we have a lo-fi beat. Once again, we generate remixes, and then now we'll use, since there's random stuff. Each one may have different things on it, but we won't worry about that. And this may sound weird, but the whole point is not to make something perfect now. The sound is to show you what we're doing. See here, we've got Glitchscaper is glitching. It's going to keep glitching. So what we do next is we make a song node. Where's our song node? Oh, it's on the bottom. Song node. So a song node is just a blank node. And what you do, and notice that you can turn it on and off. There it is. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. So it's off right now. So I'm going to drag just from the bottom. We're just going to drag each scene in there once, because I've got something different going on the loop mix. I've got something different going on. So you'll just hear just randomly. And then it'll finish because I haven't looped anything. But you could loop things by clicking them on. If there's a circle around it, it'll be looping. But let's not loop, because we just want to record. And I'm going to record. We'll press on the no. Undo. We have to come back and look at this recording, because I want to, here, mix down individual track. So if you have this in the settings, mix down individual track, and you can set your bit rate. I've set mine to 24, but if you turn this off, you'll get just a file, and that's what we'll do this time. We're just gonna see what sounds we get when we click record. There we go. Oh, whoops. Ha. Just, if you don't want to do anything with it, just don't. So now we have to turn on song node. All right, now let's record this. There we go. Hey, Ed Zed. You can see, there it is. It's still on 1, now it's on 2. You can hear your drum beat is different. 3, 4. it's not going to be a very long scene. Once again, you've seen a lot of people do these, so I'm just trying to show you ways to use this that are different and fun. See, have you noticed how awesome? Now, we could just take this and we could make that go away, and then boom. And now we click that to audio share, and boom, we have this just little 41-second. See? And then it just starts going off by itself. It fades out by itself. It comes to a nice soft ending with your tails coming out. See? And then I love this over AUM for this very reason. This is one of the reasons I love AUM. I mean, I love EG Nodes recording, and that way I would probably record what I would be doing here is I would be making this, and then the thing I would probably end up doing in AUM is using the whole file or doing what we're going to do next. Let's do that next, and let's take and save what we've got here, and then we close EG Notes because we're going to use it inside another application, which is AUM. And we're actually going to try using it in Logic and Cubasis real quick too, because these are the things we can do. But here I want to show you, because this is the way we use it. This is how I would use it with Launchpad. So we're going to create a MIDI, and we're going to use EG Nodes in MIDI. There we go. It's now EG Nodes as a MIDI processor. And let's make some audio. Let's use a Mariana. And we'll make a let's see, Tomophon. And we'll make a maybe Xeon. Just random synths, you know. And we might use a a playbeat is another thing. I make the infinite playbeat, and it's very similar to what I've done in Loop Mix. So I think I might do this. Okay, playbeat 3. Let's see if this works this way. It may or may not. All right, so oh, look, we've already got something going here. I've got a song. This is C minor fugue, so we don't want this. Let's just not have a project at all. Let's come to init. We can make our own project. So let's look at save nodes. We might want something here. Let's try infinite playbeat and see if that. So in this case, when you're using this in AUM, your MIDI thing will give you send. And oh, by the way, here's a little trick. MIDI, when you're in EG Nodes, just remember send, send, send. So you're always sending the MIDI. At least that's what I understand. Let me know if I'm wrong. EG Nodes, Elliott Garage. All right. So this is out on MIDI channel 6 because it's a node 6. But let's make it to let's make it 5, just because we have 5. Now we will connect it in MIDI input, and then the channel filter 5. So see this? So this is why. So you saw how I sent the MIDI out to channel 5. So hopefully we need to have it, let's see, I'll use in here, one of my favorites is the Exia Cinematic Electronics from Venus Theory. And let's see if that works. So what it should be doing, if the MIDI, so C3 is the big button. So this should be C3. So every 1 bar, this should change. Oops. Yep. Yep, it's different each time. That's why I call the infinite play beat. That way you don't have to make an infinite. This is different each time. So that is really cool. An infinite play beat. You just have it hit C3 at the beginning, and C3 hits the giant randomizer as you saw. And now we've got... So let's add another node. Let's check our saved nodes and see if we've got anything interesting. Saxy arps. C minor arps. We could make this, so this is fun. It's not doing anything. Well, let's add that to Xeon. So we're looking. We want it to go to MIDI channel 1. Or is it on 2 or 1? Hang on, I didn't see that. Yeah, MIDI channel 2, because 2 matches the number on the bottom. So the arps, this will be bass arps. First, before we attach it, we'll make it so that it's only in the channel 2 and then EG note. Let's round that down. I transpose that down 12. I don't know why that's not, because it wasn't toggled on there. So this is all the chords from C minor. So we'll stick with C minor here. They're all different. So let's make let's just do a generative, and we'll have a generative be harmony. We'll have it on chords, and we'll have it on the C minor scale. We'll have that like at slow frequency -6, and then we'll check our out. So remember, send. We're sending it to channel 3. It has done this by itself. It picks the next node. It picks the next channel for you. So once again, we come over here and let's use this tomophon. So we'll unfilter these channels here and we'll pick 3 and then turn on EG nodes. Oh yeah, we'll have to come back over there and toggle that on. Let's pick an organic pad. D2 soft pad. Ooh, that's cool. Bring that volume down. Cool. Hey, Ali. See if we can make this into something with some sound here, like things texture maybe. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Let's That's just the init patch for texture. Just leave that. If we want that to go slower, we can actually make this. These aren't as lovely, are they? This is just the system bass too. I can always put in a better sounding bass. Ooh, yeah, I like that Trauma Wasp. It's one of my favorite settings. Yeah, see? Not terrible. But let's get some more some generative melody. Okay, generative. And here we set this one up. Oh right, remember when we want to do fun things like oh, that's right, this one doesn't do probability and such. It does its own probability. Alright, this is going to be... Notice how you can also project init. And it's 120 beats per minute, so C minor, and let's pick melody here. And 3 1/3 speed. And then, of course, we come up to our MIDI, and we notice that it's going to send it to MIDI channel 4. So we hop over to Xeon here, and we connect. Whoops, we connect MIDI channel 4. You can do that on the off. So let's solo this. Come on, Xeon. Xeon, BBZ space. Bot Psychosis. I wonder how that sounds. Oh yes, we didn't toggle, did we? Once again. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds nice. Now instead, we're going to remove play beat. So hold that down. Whoops. What you do to get rid of something in AUM, click, here we go, remove channel. Tap, remove channel, tap to confirm. All right, say bye-bye to that. Now we come back over here. Let's get rid of that infinite play beat. Our toggle. Stop that for now. I like to stop it. Say stop it. All right. So let's see. I've got the arpeggios on the one. And I've got that's our bass. We could have a C minor. We could change it to a C minor chord and have it blare a C minor chord at us over and over again. Oh yeah, I am going to do that. So as you can see, pop that up. So instead of the note, let's have a major 7 chord. And everything else is the same, and it'll just play. So remember, this one is is number 5. So we create a new audio with number 5. And this time we're going to let's use something that has some neat pads. Let's use Wave Cloud. And once again, we're getting an input. We want to just have channel 5. We want to select EG nodes. Let's solo this. We need a Wave Cloud. Let's choose something by David Collette. A Distant Memory. So, once again, we have to go back to EG notes. We have to toggle it on. On the other hand, I'm going to do something else here. Let's use King of FM. And what you can use here instead is an arpeggiated sound. The arpeggiated sound. 5, there we go. We'll look for category, ARP sequence. See, this is something it could just be like dysnomia. Joy Army. Just leave that. See, now we've got this ethereal pad. It's really just playing the same thing over and over again, but it's also just sort of... And now this is where we add ourselves a launch pad. First, we have to make sure that's open. And then we come back here, we add ourselves a launch pad. Because this is the way, so we've got a lot of good sounds going, and it sounds cool, but it would sound a lot better with like a cool drum beat, eh? But that's what we have, that's what Launchpad is filled with. So we look in here in our library, find ourselves something that's around 120. Let's try this. This is already C minor, so now make sure we're in C minor. Make sure we're at 120, which of course we should be, and now. So a lot of times I like to choose one that has a sub, because then I add a sub bass, because I like more than one bass. So here's this wild bass, like boom. And that's how we use it with Launchpad. Of course, we can easily change our sound. Vivid house. Make sure it's still C minor, and then here's our sub. See, very different. And this is how I can take sounds, and you know how I do, make them into music. All right, stop this. I'm going to save this because why not? We'll call this nodes bounce. I should have probably put C minor 110, 120, But all right, let's kill that. Just a few. We just got, 5-10 more minutes here. So I'm going to just do some more fun stuff. Let's try and see if we can get this to work in Cubasis 3. Let's have a new project. Let's have nodes. We're going to find out if this works, right? So we've already got let's see. So we do MIDI effects, tap to add effects. And then we come through and here's EG nodes. Oh, my phone is ringing. My friend wants me to know if I'm going to her. Okay. Factory presets. My presets. We don't need any of these. So, when that's our thing, let us create. Let's just go generative real quick because we don't have tons of time here. Let's do C minor, generative, melody, frequency, 0.3. All right, now we're just using the standard instrument. Oh, we should see what happens. Here's our play. I don't hear anything yet. Oh, yes, because I didn't toggle it. We'll stop that. Now, whoops. I've forgotten quite how to use this, haven't I? So now we're going to record. Now we want it to end at the end of a, whoops. We toggle, yep, now it ends. Now we can end this. Now we look back and we should have, well, but we don't. Well, that didn't work. But it works, you can hear it. Yes, I definitely saved that. Oh, right. See how I don't know what I'm doing? You have to actually you arm it. Now we'll do it again. Just make sure I did not arm the track. We have to come back in here in EG nodes, toggle it on. Well, I don't know what I'm doing anymore in there, do I? I did arm it. There we go. Now let's try it. This'll probably work. Oh well. Somehow I did not manage to record that. So that's interesting, but it does work. Arm the channel. If you know it better than I do, you probably did. Not going to save that. That seems silly. But the same thing works with Logic. Pre-master. Tracks. MIDI. Software. I'm just going to throw in this dream sequence. And then we'll get out of here because it's time to do that. All right, so our MIDI down in here, MIDI effects, EG nodes. There it is. saved node. There we go. And it's toggled on. Oh, well, my sound is getting crazy again. It's probably from using all the different, using every sound app I have. But as you can see, that works. It probably works better, the recording probably works better. It's going to be all screwed up, but... I still don't see anything recorded. So that's something I'm going to have to work out for later. But this is my fault, not your fault. We'll just send. All right, I'm going to. You can see I have got a lot of ways to make music with EG nodes. My DSP? Oh, right. I don't know. How do you check your I don't know how you check your DSP in EG nodes. It could be a sample rate thing. It could be. Absolutely. But I think what we really were looking for here was how do we get, because you can record straight into EG nodes and like anything else, just dump your tracks straight into your DAW. It is kind of what I recommend because the way the recording works is really fantastic. Yeah. All right, Jade Star's up next, celebrating 18 years on YouTube. I hope I make it that far. All right, I'm going to swing into my regular saying goodbye vibes for you guys. I hope you've learned something. And if you haven't learned something, I hope you've been soothed or had some kind of enjoyable experience. You can watch this over again. You can, I'll put some other tutorials in the description later. But for now, we will say so long. I will meet you all over at Jade's. Big love, everybody. Oh my. Ah! Meow, 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 meow. Let's oge. Let's oge on out of here.